Today I will give you a tour of one of my favorite zoos, Copenhagen Zoo. This zoo opened in Denmark, Copenhagen in 1859 and is one of the oldest zoos in the world. Since this zoo is an old zoo, many of the habitats has been outdated. But Copenhagen Zoo has always been amazing at transitioning their old habitats into more modern enclosures. That's why I love Copenhagen Zoo. They're constantly trying to improve the enclosures and the life of the animals that lives in the zoo. The first animal we're going to visit is the Siberian Tiger. They have a coat that is a lighter orange and have fewer stripes compared to other tigers. This helps the tiger blend in with the snow-covered habitat. They also have a thick mane and extra fur on its paws to protect it against the cold. You will find the Siberian tiger in the forest in China and Russia. The Siberian tiger can live 10 to 15 years and usually have 2 to 4 cubs. The Asian elephant lives in herds of females and their offspring. The males stay together in small groups on their own and only meet with the females for mating. They can live 60 to 70 years and grow up to 3 meters tall. Due to its size, elephants has been used in warfare. Its main task was to break through the enemy lines. This new elephant house in Copenhagen Zoo was built in 2008. Before that, the enclosure was very old-fashioned and outdated. That's why I love Copenhagen Zoo. This new enclosure really is amazing and provides a lot of enrichment for the elephants. The Bactrian Camel is adapted to a life in the desert. They can survive weeks without water. The humps are fat deposits which the camel can use during periods when food and water is hard to find. The Bactrian camel is found in Mongolia and northwest China and can live up to 40 years. The giant panda lives alone in a dense bamboo forest and rarely meet other pandas. They mark their territory with urine. The large males mark it high up in the trees to show the other pandas how big they are. The females usually have smaller territory, while males' territories are a lot bigger and overlaps many of the females' territories. To replicate this behavior, the pandas at Copenhagen Zoo live separated. They only meet for mating 3 times a year. Panda actually means eater of bamboo, and the giant panda eats almost exclusively bamboo. The front paws are specially developed to hold on to the bamboo. They eat 20 to 40 kilos of bamboo daily. The Malayan Tapir is found in the tropical forest in southeastern Asia. The high-pitched whistle is one of the tapir's most common sounds. It is used to communicate with the young or as a territorial call. The tapir will clearly show when it's ready to defend itself by snorting and stamping on the ground. This means stay away. To avoid direct confrontation with other tapirs, they use scent signals. They mark paths through the forest with urine. This warns other tapirs in the area to stay away. Many brown bears go fishing in the spring. They hunt for salmon and trout in rivers and streams. The fish is killed by a strong blow from the brown bear's big paws. They must catch a lot of fish to gain enough calories to withstand hibernation, which lasts for 4 to 6 months. The male hippo threatens other males by roaring and showing its big sharp canine teeth. If none of the males submit, they will fight. A fight can last for hours and result in serious injury. The fights occur due to females and territory. The hippo spends most of its time in the water to protect its delicate skin. Even though they have webbed toes, they can't swim. They simply sink to the bottom and walks on the river floor. They can stay submerged up to 30 minutes, but usually only stay underwater for 3 to 5 minutes. On the Savannah, you will find the Reticulated Giraffe, the common ostrich, the plain zebra, the impala, the southern white rhino, the Sable Antelope, and the blesbok. The habitat is divided into 3 enclosures. All animals except the rhino and the Reticulated Giraffe can move freely between the 3 enclosures. The Reticulated Giraffe has its own enclosure where it can't access the 2 other enclosures. the rhino can access 2 of the enclosures but not enter the giraffe habitat. There are many theories as to why zebras have stripes. Some suggest that the stripes confuse predators or keeps parasites away from the skin. Others suggest that the stripes functions as a signal to other zebras or is used to regulate their body temperature. The giraffe is the world's tallest animal. The height and sharp vision provides the giraffe with an overview of the savannah. They can easily spot other giraffes or predators at long distances. The fur color on the sable antelope varies depending on the status in the herd as well as gender and age. Newborn calves have a sand-colored fur which will darken over time. The female's fur will vary from light brown to dark brown. The male's fur will vary from dark brown to almost black. White rhinos are more social than other species of rhino. The females form small groups with their calves. They live in big territories that can overlap up to 7 male territories. The males mark their territories with 20 to 30 piles of feces and urine. When the hunters of the pride have made their kill, the pride gathers around the carcass to eat. The hierarchy of the pride determines the eating order. Female with cubs will ensure that their cubs will eat too. The lion can have 2 to 4 cubs and they live between 15 and 20 years. The chimpanzees communicate by sounds, facial expressions, and gestures. When a dominating male demonstrates his powers, the hairs on his upper arms and shoulders erect. He charges, stamps, and bashes with branches and other objects. Due to poachers, loss of habitat, and as well as disease, the chimpanzee is threatened to extinction. There are about 200,000 chimpanzees left in the wild. When I think of penguins, I immediately think about Antarctica. But in fact, there are actually more penguin species outside the Antarctic Circle than within it. In Antarctica, you will find 5 different species, while you find 13 other species in much warmer climates. The Humboldt Penguin is one of them. They are found in South America and breed in colonies. They build their nests in caves near the beach between the rocks and stones. When kangaroos graze in groups, they slowly hop around using their tail as a support. When sensing danger, the hind legs will act as springs when they jump, and the tail will help them keep their balance. The kangaroo can jump 9 meters in one leap and reach a speed of 50 kilometers per hour. I really like this walk-in enclosure where you can get close up and personal with both the Tasmanian grey kangaroo and the redneck wallaby. The sea lion is perfectly adapted to life in the sea. They have large eyes that can see well in dim light, and the long whiskers can detect vibration in the water when hunting fish. The sea lion is very intelligent and playful. They can also reach a speed of 40 kilometers per hour. Their enclosure in Copenhagen Zoo has just been renovated to give the sea lion more land area and better viewing for the guests. While they did the renovation, they also changed the freshwater into saltwater, which make it more natural for the sea lions. The fur on the muskox, with its long guard hairs and the thick woolly undercoat, protect against the worst Arctic cold. The fur is extremely thick and even keeps the muskox warm. The polar bear enclosure resembles a small area of an Arctic coast. Here the polar bear can exercise its natural behavior such as root for food, seek shelter, rest, swim, climb, play, and catch live fish. Global warming threatens the polar bear in the wild. According to some researchers, 66% of the polar bears will disappear by 2050 if the sea ice continues to melt at the present rate. This is my tour of Copenhagen Zoo. I do want to make clear that I did not film all the enclosures, which means that there are still more to see if you decide to visit the zoo yourself. Copenhagen Zoo also have a tropical house with reptiles, birds, and other animals. I will make a zoo tour about that in the future, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss that video. With that said, I would like to say thank you for watching all the way to the end. And if you like this video, feel free to hit that like button. Have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next video.